Hey, what's up? We're back to One Piece. This is episode 664, 665. Oh my gosh, excuse me. And 66. I think I just messed it up because that was the devil coming out of me. It's 666 is the other episode we're doing this video. So I don't know what that episode's gonna be. That episode could be terrifying because of its number, but I guess we'll see. I'm excited to jump into these episodes. Like, really, this is the most excited I've been in this whole arc so far. I've really liked Dressrosa so far, but those last 4 episodes were so good. They were so interesting and great. So I'm keen as hell to jump into these episodes and to see where we're going from here. I mean, we very well could be like slowing down a little bit now because like sometimes these One Piece arcs, they'll have like, it starts really amazingly, right? And then it'll kind of delay in the middle a little bit, and then it'll have like an incredible moment, and then it'll delay a little bit more, and then it'll peak at the end, you know? Like, it kind of does that a little bit. Like, when I think of like One Piece arcs that stick out to me, I think of like Water 7, and Water 7 kind of did that, right? Like, you get to Water 7, it's amazing, and then like there's a little bit where it's like kind of being a little strange or whatever, but then Robin gets fully taken to Enies Lobby and we're going to Enies Lobby, and then it's fucking sounds really awesome, and then it's like the train for a bit and like whatever, and then they're at Enies Lobby and it's cool, and then it's kind of like them messing around a little bit, and then second gear happens, and then all the stuff from there on pretty much is awesome. So it's like it has like these ups and downs obviously, but I feel like the previous group of 4 episodes was like specifically amazing. Now, they did show off in the last video Sabo and, even more importantly to me, Koala. And like, it just kind of teased, especially teased Koala. So I'm really hyped about that. And I was disappointed that Luffy is like leaving the Colosseum, but the fact that Sabo is like taking his place is a really cool compromise. Like, I like that now, because it's like, okay, at least we get to see a character that we care about and we're emotionally attached to in this next round. So I'm fucking hyped to jump into this. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking the video, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel. All of that stuff helps me out a lot. And you can go to my Patreon account down in the description below if you want to join and get early access and full-length versions of these episodes. Early access is especially good because it's the next 20 or so episodes on there right now, which means, I don't know, are we coming towards the end of Dressrosa on Patreon right now when you're watching this? We might be, so go check that out. And you can also go to my join the YouTube membership down below. If you just want to get a little bit of early access, you can get 1 week early on videos by clicking join under my little YouTube video right now. So go check that out as well. But without further ado, let's jump into episode 664 of One Piece. Woo! Okay, recap Rubik's. If you're new to this channel, this is a Rubik's Cube that I do while the recap is going on, and my goal is to beat the recap. Alright, that's the cube complete. Okay, oh, I saw SOP there, so I tried not to look at it, but I saw it, so it's probably the SOP operation begin. Oh, Luffy. Yep. His other brother. It's complicated. Oh, it's not that complicated. He's my other brother. So has his hat, because his hat is different but the same design. Where did he get a new hat? Unless it is the exact same one, but it looks slightly different. And I imagine sleeping doesn't count as knocking it out, otherwise they would have turned back ages ago. Unless she doesn't sleep. Is it weird to be attracted to the pink bee? Has Frankie's hair always been a canon? Why is it a cannon right now? It's probably very narrow, right? Yeah. Yeah, no way Frankie's gonna fit in. Mealand! That's very funny. Damn. Damn. That's even more fucked. Yeah, that is horrible. So they don't even get to sleep. Oh shit. Who's out front? God damn! Oh my gosh. He's surrounded by beautiful women in swimsuits. Oh my god! My man! He's got a pacifier. Oh my god. Senor Pink. Wait, this guy's different than the other weird looking creepy dude. I can't even remember who that guy's name is. Oh my god. I think he does, honestly. Like, Frankie's kind of weird, but this guy's too much. Oh yeah, take out all of them. Oh my god! Frankie is so powerful. It's actually insane how strong he is. I'm very curious about Fujitora. What his thoughts about all this are. Yeah, this dude in the background. I thought Senor Pink was... Yeah, him. Oh god, I mean this guy's worse than Senor Pink, but that's probably gonna happen, honestly. The Straw Hats are probably gonna turn into toys. At least most of them. Because we know there's a way to turn them back. That's good! They're almost at the trade port? That's good. This is smart instead of having them crawl. Yeah. Jesus. Frankie just slaughtering people. We don't know their top limit. Oh my god, he's swimming through the ground. It's like, I can't remember his name. Mudman from My Hero. I can't remember his actual name right now. Damn. Find a different shirt, lady. Someone give that woman your shirt. Oh my god. Yep, he softened the floor. Or is it just that he's able to swim? I don't know if it actually affects the floor. Okay, I'm not going to be able to write all this down. Well, she's not part of them anymore. And she's taken out, although I think they got her back, right? Or she escaped at least. Okay. And is this also what has, what's his name on it? This guy, Dellinger. Okay. Cool. Baby 5! I want more of her. Virgo, we've taken him down. And Monet, we've taken her down. Don't worry about them. Oh, I forgot this match is still going on. This one's taken quite a while. This is a fight for feminism. Come on, guys. He's got a kind of cool design. Oh, nice. Maybe if this guy didn't fight with one hand behind his back, he'd do better. Damn. That's cool. He was ready for it. They're here? Yes, cool. We didn't spend like 4 episodes traveling there. I'm sure they're gonna make up that delay in some other place. Yeah, put on those glasses, babe. Oh god, this is horrifying. Imagine someone falling and you screaming at them. What are you doing? They're falling. Damn. Kind of a cool design. Cool. Well, that was a fun episode. I liked that. As I said in the episode, I'm glad that the traveling through the tunnel thing, like when they got into that tunnel, I was like, oh no. The next 3 episodes are going to be them moving through this tunnel. Like, it just felt like a classic One Piece. Like, this is something that we can like, One Piece anime, I mean. This is something we can reuse this location over and over again. And just, like, keep cutting to other storylines. And then keep delaying this storyline by, well, they're still going through the tunnel because it's a long tunnel. So they got to keep moving through it, you know. But they actually did it all within this episode, which I'm glad about. Like, they used the tunnel to give us story on like who exactly is there and who is under who, which I think like that is a way for the anime to slow down the pace, but I don't mind that because that's like somewhat newish information and it's like something that you could show in one page on the manga. But when you're reading a manga, you have to like you can take your time as much as you want, you know. You can flip through it and just go like, okay, that person's that person's that, and you can read it for as long as you want. But the anime needs to present that information slowly. So I'm glad that the anime doesn't just like show it and go like, these are the people on this team, these are the people on this team. It goes like one by one. So even though that's like slow paced, it works really well for the show, I think, because then I can like take it in and go like, okay, that's who's on this team, that's who's on this team, that's what they can do. So, I mean, I'm just going to go back to that. Or first, let me just go to the title. Because sometimes I do forget to check what the title was. But I did say that I was going to try to start checking the title more often. So, it's Operation SOP starts. Usaland charges forth. Very cool. Yeah, anyway, let's go to this. Here we go. So we've got the Trebol army, and so this is specifically people with abilities. That's interesting. Like, they put all the people with abilities on one team. I would think you'd want to take the people with abilities and spread them out up across the teams, you know? Like, have one be... Well, hang on. But, where was, Well, fucking... The Diamond team, I guess, has at least one person with an ability because it has the person who was just swimming in the ground. So I guess they do maybe spread them across teams, but this team is specifically power users that they want their powers to be used for stuff. Like, I mean, I guess a lot of these are kind of more utility-esque powers. Like, Violet, it's not really a fighting power necessarily. She like sees through people and sees through things, so like not necessarily fighting power. The art fruit, like she was using it for fighting, but really it was like a support fruit at most. And then the turning people into toys thing is like a, you know, a crowd control stun type thing. I don't know what Creepy Dude's ability is. I can't remember if they've said it or shown it yet. I don't think they have. I don't know what his power is, but I'm sure I'm gonna fucking hate it, because this is a character that I do not like. So far, I mean, this character's gonna have to do a lot for me to care about this character in any way, because so far, I just dislike him. So then you have the Diamante army, which has the fighters on it, and that seems, you know, pretty cool. I don't mind. Diamante's design is kind of cool. Lao G's design is cool. It's kind of grown on me, honestly. Fucking Dellinger, is that what is his name? Dellinger is fucking amazing. I love that design. I love what we've seen from Dellinger so far. Senor Pink, I don't know. I don't think I'm a big fan of. And this guy down here, it could go either way. I might like him. I kind of like-ish the design. I don't know. So we'll have to see, like, kind of how he acts in a battle, and see if it vibes with me. And then we have the final group, which I think is just these four. And this is a cool group. I like this group. This guy maybe is a little, I mean, I hope you guys can see that mouse swirling around. But this guy seems a little boring immediately. Like, my first thought is that he looks a little boring, but I guess we'll see. Buffalo, I kind of like, surprisingly. I think Buffalo I like more than I thought I would. This guy, Gladius, I think is his name, is awesome. And then Baby 5 is my beloved. I love her so much. So yeah, we got some good variety on a lot of these teams. These characters seem like they could be quite cool. This is a pretty good setup of characters. And look, it's hard to make a group of characters where I like every single one. There are so few series out there, I feel like, where the writers can truly make characters that I like every single one. But, you know, it exists. It happens. Like, you know, I would say My Hero Academia. I can't... Oh, I guess Mineta. Other than Mineta, but there's so many characters in that show. So for there to be, like, basically one that I dislike is pretty great, you know? And then, I mean, I'm watching, you know, I'm doing Arcane on my main channel right now. Arcane Season 2. Arcane is another show where I think I like every single character. So it's possible. It's possible to do, but it's very, very difficult, especially with something like One Piece, where the more characters you add, the more likely it is that someone's not going to like him. So, and Oda has, as I've said before, has such a range of styles. You know, like, some of these characters look like they could be from completely different shows. So, like, you know, if you look at this squad, like, Gladius, he looks like he could be from, like, Hunter x Hunter, you know? Like, he looks like he could be from, not quite Dragon Ball, but in that same vein. He could be a Yu-Gi-Oh villain for sure, you know? Something along those lines. But then, you know, you look at Dellinger, I think he looks like he could be from fucking Fairy Tail? I don't know. I don't watch Fairy Tail, but, like, just something about his design reminds me of like a Fairy Tail type character. Yeah, I mean, there's some decent variety. And I already said that I thought Sugar looks like a My Hero type character. Like, something about that design. I think, you know, it might be like the lens that she wears over her eye that makes me think it's My Hero-esque. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. And also the color of hair. Her, like, sort of teal hair. Just feels like a decision that Horikoshi would make in My Hero. But yeah, anyway. So that was cool. I liked getting that whole introduction to the characters. I think that Sugar is going to turn the Straw Hats into toys. At least a good portion of them. Because I think, and I didn't think about this until this episode, but I think that's going to happen because we've established that there's a way to turn people back, you know? Like, once we beat Sugar, they turn back. So I think it's going to be like Thriller Bark, where they had their shadows taken from them. And they're basically doing the same thing with Thriller Bark, as they did in Thriller Bark, which is, like, here's something that the villain can do. They can, you know, do this thing to us, which debuffs us and gives us, you know, like extra stakes. And it has some, like, sort of, I'm almost using the wrong term here, right? Here's the term I wanted to use: role-playing consequence. Now that makes no sense in this, but I'm using like D&D terms, right? In D&D, there are some things that have like that, you know, won't necessarily do damage to the enemies, right? But what it will do is like have some sort of role-playing consequence, which means like it has a consequence for the emotions of the scene, for the characters, that might change how the story goes, even if the stats don't say that it does, you know? So like you could charm a person and maybe even with the charm you're using, they won't fight you, but they are more likely to do something for you. Or maybe your character will, like, you'll say that your character loses an arm, but you replace it with a you know, a robot arm or whatever. And it's like, you don't have any actual mechanical consequences, right? Your mechanical arm will work the exact same as your normal arm, but you have role-playing consequences. Your character has lost that piece of themselves. So how does your character react to that? Maybe they're more fearful around things that could cut off their other limb. Maybe they long for having their arm again, and maybe that inspires them to do things, you know? Like, I had one of my characters on the YouTube channel, Dice Revolution, where we play D&D. Dice Revolution. I'll make sure to say it clearly so people are like, what? I played a character in campaign 1 called Tywin Shawshot, who is an assassin. And he had a bandage around his left hand, I think. And the bandage was because at some point something happened, a building was half destroyed and the building fell on top of him and it crushed his hand, right? So there was like falling debris that crushed his arm. And that was like a consequence of the character. The character's, his arm healed up, and it's like basically completely back to how it was beforehand. So there's no in-game consequences for it, but there's emotional consequences for it, because he is now afraid of like falling debris and all of that. So were times in the campaign where we were inside of a cave or whatever, and Tywin, like, I had him like freaking out and he wasn't able to help very often, and I made him more reckless and stuff because he was freaking out because there's falling debris. So that's what I mean by role-playing consequences. Now, it doesn't work in a TV show because they're not role-playing, right? But that's the vibe that I'm getting from the characters turning into toys, because because what you're going to get out of that is you're going to get to show the viewers what it's like if one of the Straw Hats is forgotten. And that's what I think is going to be the linchpin of this. I don't know if they're going to do it with a bunch of Straw Hats or just like one or two, but I feel like it's almost a wasted opportunity if Oda doesn't make at least one of the Straw Hats into a toy, so that we can see what it's like when everyone else forgets them. Now, do I want to try to guess who turns into a toy? Who turns into a toy? I don't know. I don't think Luffy does, because I think Luffy would need to be like up and about for the final battle. I think he'd need to be alive for the final battle and like not be a toy, right? So, and also I think Oda likes to have Luffy be the one suffering the consequences, if that makes sense. And so by that I mean I think Luffy is a good one to show the perspective of what the Straw Hats are seeing. So I think Usopp, maybe Usopp, because he'd get like one of the better reactions, like in terms of he'd be like really devastated and freaking out, and I can see him going like, guys, don't you remember, it's me, it's Usopp, how could you forget me, you know? Like I can see him doing that, because like I can't see Robin doing that, because I can't see there being like an emotional, you know, like I don't see her acting emotionally in response to that. I almost see also, you know, Nami might be freaking out, but maybe she would just trust that it would all be fine and wouldn't freak out too much. So I don't see it happening to Nami either. I don't know. I feel like Usopp's gonna be turned into a toy. Frankie might, just because I feel like there's an obvious, like, you could turn him into a robot toy, and so that, like, since there's an obvious thing that to go to, like, maybe they'll do Frankie. And you know what? Maybe Zoro. Just, like, as a real big hit to our strength. Like, I feel like Zoro might be, like, the last one to be, like, turned into something. And then it's, like... And then that, I don't know. Maybe that's when the real emotion hits. Because it's, like, this is basically Luffy's best friend that has now, like, disappeared out of his memory. It could be really emotional and cool. I don't know. But I just see, like, I feel like Oda's going to do that. I don't know that for a fact. And it's possible that he just, you know, he doesn't bother thinking of the consequences of that, and he has none of them turn into toys. But I think if you're going to have a character like Sugar in this show, like, you know, it's like the ReZero thing. Like, you introduce Gluttony, you got to have Gluttony do something really fucking horrifying that the viewers are like, no, we don't want that to happen. So yeah, although wasn't there also a filler arc at some point where the Straw Hats all forgot about each other? I think there was one where, like, they went through something and they all lost their memories and they didn't know who each other were. So in a way, this show has already touched on that in a little bit, but that was in a filler arc, it doesn't count. And I'm sure Oda would do it a little bit better, because even though I remember that filler arc going like, oh, that's sort of interesting, and it's kind of cool-ish to see, but it didn't sell me on it, you know? It didn't feel super important. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the next episode. I smell something in the house. I don't know what that is. We're moving to episode 665. Here we go. Okay, recap Rubik's. Here we go. I just remembered that Big Mum's ship is here as well. I forgot about that detail. Oh, damn. Oh, okay. I was so close to being done. I mean, I just had these two flop. And this episode's gonna be called Sabo Fights in the Coliseum. The battle begins. Because I hope this will get wrapped up now. This round. We've done this long enough now. I get it. Rebecca's dodging a lot. Oh! At least now it's not like random goons. It's like an actual dude. I think you mind a little bit. You're allowed to say it hurts your feelings. It's good to have that conviction, though. He's starting to get warmed up to a tiny bit. There are still 30 left. Yes, take out the fucking lion. Animals shouldn't be in here. Unless they've had the human fruit. Oh my god. Watching them be whipped is very sad though. Couldn't you have taken them out some other way? There's a lot of them with just like regular pirate hats now. I want to see a final battle between Cavendish and Rebecca. I'm okay with the rest of these getting taken out quickly. I forgot what the other woman's name is, but is she gonna like sacrifice herself in this round to save Rebecca here? Jesus, man. Some of these guys are fucking psychotic. Oh god. Yeah. The other woman might jump in here. Oh! When I said sacrifice herself, I meant like... Oh my god, I meant like tackle him off the ring. Not take a sword to the arm for her. Oh! Legend. Oh! Agilia, that's right. Hell yeah! Oh! Jesus! Oh. Oh. Well, she was a legend. Fight for her now. You had one ally in this ring. Oh my god! This guy's fucking... Just say I'm gonna win. You don't have to say I'm gonna slice off your face, I'm gonna behead you. There's that shot again. I guess he is the beheader. That's his main thing. Oh, of course. Did he run the wrong way? Oh my god. We just lost Zoro? He's back here? Okay, great. Oh my god, he's gonna murder some children. No, don't touch the swords. Cool! Oh, maybe not. That's a very realistic kid reaction. Oh no. Yeah, he is. Oh my god. Yes, please. Yes! Now stay with them. She's like a caretaker. Yeah, don't scream right now. Oh my god, you think Soldier's gonna be able to do that? Of course they'd give the most important part to the hero. Makes sense. Always go to the fanciest building. That's where the people you're looking for are. You don't have to go, yup it! Robin, snap their necks! Robin! Snap his neck. Robin, quick, snap their necks! Oh! Oh, nice! Nice! You can just disarm them? Oh, shit. Oh, damn! Oh, yeah, that's right. They're really strong, aren't they? I forgot. We learned that from Wicker. Nice. A new outfit for Robin? I want to see it. Oh, my God. Take down Sea Kings. Huh. Interesting outfit. Fralando. It's just so funny. Fraland especially is a weird name. It just gets silent in the elevator. How awkward. Oh my gosh, this is not a One Piece joke. Like, I feel like One Piece doesn't often do like awkward silences. Hell yeah! Oh, it's so cool. Oh, this is awesome. It's kind of cool animation here. Ow! I like the voice actress for Rebecca here. I like her screams. Oh, another cool animation. Oh. Oh, damn. fight for yourself. And I mean, it's good he did that because she does need to fight for herself now. Yeah. Oh. Oh, damn. There's a lot of nice movement in this episode. I really like it. Everybody collapse? What, like a... Oh, whoa! No one? Not even Rebecca? Was it like a Conqueror's Haki? Like, what if someone from block A, B, or C did that? So that, you know, you'd have one fewer enemies in the final round. Oh, who's gonna stand up? Is it Rebecca and they're all gonna stop cheering? Oh, I can't tell. Fuck you! Fuck you! Okay, that was fucking... that was a hell of a cliffhanger. Damn it! Damn it! That was a cool episode. I liked that. I think the episode was made better. I think it could have been a kind of, you know, average or below average episode, but it feels like the animation was pretty good. Like the fight scene with Soldier in the elevator, and then the fights of like the Rebecca and Soldier like training against each other and stuff. Like all of that stuff, just like it wasn't like mind-blowing animation, but it was quite nice. Like each time I was like, oh, okay, that was cool. And it had a good sense of speed, which is very important. Especially since they call him, I forgot what they call him, Lightning Soldier or something. Like they call him something that is supposed to emphasize how fast he is. And so seeing him actually be very fast in the fight is great. Because, I mean, it's like, it's one thing when you say a character is fast, but then it's another thing when you show it. And if you show it really effectively, people can go like, whoa, you know? But sometimes it'll be like, oh my god, he's so fast. And then it'll show like the enemy going like, and then as they get there, they just like teleport out of there. And it's like, okay, yeah, they are fast, but they're just, you know, disappearing. And it's like, it doesn't quite, it's not quite as effective. Like, I would say Luffy's second gear is a good example of like, it does it both ways sometimes. Like sometimes I get a real sense of like speed, like crazy speed, and it feels great. Like the first time we ever saw second gear was like really great. Like there's something about it. Like if you sort of show the movement beforehand, before he disappears, and you sort of show where he goes, and there's a good sense of motion there, and you have like good camera, you know, like a good camera angle to it, and good pacing to the scene. It makes it so that like feel like, oh my god, they're so quick, it's amazing. But then there's other times when it'll be second gear and I'll be like, it doesn't feel very fast, you know, like the less important second gear moments, it's like, it doesn't feel that fast. It just feels like he's kind of fighting and he's pink. So like, I think, you know, there are two ways that you can do it, and one way doesn't work as well. But when One Piece does it well, it's great. And I think it was doing it well here. I mean, this wasn't as fast as second gear, but he's just very quick, and it showed how his motions went. It was easy to follow. It was great. And then it also sort of showed him training, you know, Rebecca's speed, and it showed like pretty decent little sequences of it. So I liked it. Zoro getting lost again, I was like, oh my god, are they really doing this? But then Zoro like met up with us again, so it was like, it was kind of fine, you know? It was like, I think it's an excuse to get like the cops to sort of be chasing after him and stuff. But like not to break them up. I thought like Oda was just using that as another excuse to like nerf Zoro, essentially, you know? Because like if you watched my my what I think Dressrosa will be based on the title skit that I did, one of the things is like, oh, the button man appears and he can put buttons on anything, and he puts buttons on Zoro's eyes, and the only reason he does that is because Zoro is so strong, you want to handicap him. And so it's like, oh, okay, well, let's put buttons on his eyes so he can't see anything. And then he's just going to be, the entire arc, he's just going to be blind for basically no reason, you know? And so I just thought that it was going to be doing it again, you know? Like, oh, Zoro, he's lost, and so he's not with the battles for ages, and then when he shows up, it's going to be really cool. But we have to wait a while for him to show up. Yeah, I just want to see who stood up at the end there. I don't have much else to discuss about this episode. I don't think there's a crazy amount to discuss. So let's just move on to the final episode we're doing in this video. This is episode 666. Here we go. Okay, recap Rubik's. Here we go. Alright, that's the cube complete. Okay, this episode is called, and the winner is the conclusion of the D block battle. It's gotta be Rebecca, right? Come on. Or maybe it's Cavendish. There's that shot again, except they're not cheering. I think... Oh, it's hard to tell. It kind of looks like Rebecca, but maybe I'm projecting that. That looks like Rebecca. It's too much skin for it to be anyone else. I don't think she would have done that, though. I don't think she would have used, like, Conqueror's Haki or whatever. I feel like someone else did it. She just was the only one who could stand up. Hell yeah, Rebecca. Yeah, of course they boo. I'm glad they wrapped up the match quickly with that, though. Like, with whatever happened. Although I did want to see a Cavendish-Rebecca fight. I like her look without the helmet. Check her body, you can see all of it, motherfucker. Where's she gonna hide it? Take off her clothes! She's not a trap, she's a lady! Huh? What the hell is this backstory? Whoa. And this was in the UK? Because the Big Ben was there. Jesus! It's like fucking... Oh my gosh. Hakuba? What's the realization here? Oh! The blood. Okay, Cavendish bumped into him. Whoa! Oh. Wait, is he... Does he have like multiple personalities? And one of them awakens when he falls asleep? He's like a fusion of Yuji Itadori and Zenitsu? Oh my god! No, you know, he's like, Genocide Jack in Danganronpa. Oh my gosh. So it was Cavendish who fucked everyone up. But didn't fully fuck her up? Or she just dodged it? Oh my gosh, the animation is pretty cool. Whoa. Well, that's crazy. What the fuck? Where'd that come from? Interesting. He does like the attention. God damn though. Oh my god. You think she used one pistol to take out all those people? She deserved to win if that's the... Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Put some respect on her name. Yes, agreed. Finally! Good job! I forgot that wasn't Luffy. That makes me laugh. I was expecting Luffy's voice. It actually kind of tricked me. So. The finals against Bart, Burgess, and Sabo. I don't know, girl. I don't know how you beat Bart, to be honest. Although Bart, it doesn't matter. If Bart wins, we win, right? Because he's gonna give it to Luffy. We'll give it to Sabo. Oh my god, I forgot this was happening. This isn't cool, women. Oh my gosh. Hell yeah. That's pretty cool. But they're not gonna like it. Yeah. He's dressed as a baby. Oh my god. And I mean, I kind of respect that he doesn't give a fuck about their opinions. Like, that's the hottest thing about it. They're ladies, not tramps. Okay, you know what? I respect it. I respect it. I'm in the wrong here. He's like, this is who I am. That's fine. I think he could do without the pacifier though. Oh god. Oh god. I don't like that Riku's like directly under his control now. Yeah. And Soldier. Soldier is starting a revolution right now as well. She's a lady, not a tramp! If one more man calls a woman a tramp in this episode. Oh god. Jeez, man. So Doflamingo thinks we're just all kind of, we don't have a plan and we're kind of fucking everything up. So we've got one over on Doflamingo because he doesn't expect us coming. Yeah, well maybe that can start to change. Damn, cool. It's pretty sick. Yeah, how are we gonna do that? Witless Bubblehead. Bubblehead is a cute nickname for Luffy. No, that's Violet, right? Yeah, baby. Sanji did good, seducing a woman. Whoa, what? I was expecting that to go to the mid card. I forgot. Hang on. How much happened that episode? I guess I forgot. That felt like, oh yeah, no, I guess there was the battle with, there was all the Cavendish stuff, yeah. I guess that makes sense. And then there was some Frankie stuff, Doflamingo conversation. Yeah, wow. That just felt like an extremely quick episode. Like I was so ready for another half episode and then it was done. Wow. I guess when I look at my notes, there are a decent amount of notes here, so it makes sense. But I'm kind of absorbed right now. I'm really enjoying this. This is fun. Okay, let's discuss. Rebecca survived. She's going to the final round, but she survived because Cavendish has a thing inside him. He has another... That's wild. He has an alter ego inside him. That felt like that, not in a bad way, but that came out of nowhere. I mean, like, I'm sure maybe there were hints leading up to it. Or maybe there weren't. I don't know. It doesn't matter that it came out of nowhere. It's cool as fuck. It's just, what? We just, like, I thought it was going to be either Conqueror's Haki from a person who wasn't in the match but wanted to take everyone out, but then because Rebecca had like trained a lot and was a lot stronger because of her training and stuff, like maybe she's the only one who just barely survives the Conqueror's Haki. So I thought that was what it could be, or someone in the match has Conqueror's Haki, or maybe Rebecca like awakened it kind of, and she can use it like sort of involuntarily like that, but she doesn't even realize that she did it, and it knocked herself out in the process, like partially because it's so new to her or something, you know, like something along those lines. I was trying to figure it out in that way, but it was none of that. It was just Cavendish has a fucking serial killer inside of him, which is very much like Danganronpa, Genocide Jack and Danganronpa, which is basically the exact same thing as this, and is very crazy. It's insane. That is interesting because I already liked Cavendish and thought he was an interesting character without this wrinkle. This wrinkle adds more to the character, I think, and like makes me, I don't know, like I feel like he could stick around more now. Like I felt like he's like a fun little almost joke character. Not really a joke character, but almost a joke character, you know? Where it's like, okay, he'll be around for a bit and he'll be a fun ally to have for a bit, and maybe he'll do one cool thing to help the Straw Hats, but overall, like, we're just gonna see him once and never see him again. But this makes me think maybe they might do more with him, or they also might not. Like, genuinely, you could also just have this be a detail of his character and then just we never see him again, and that's also kind of fine because it's just like a fun extra thing. Like, the great thing about One Piece is there's so much shit going on, and there's so much story to tell and so much world that if Oda just drops in some new element and then never talks about it again, it's fine. All it does is make the world feel more alive. Like, there's more shit going on. We don't need the answers to everything. Like, the idea of a Chekhov's gun doesn't apply to One Piece because there's too much. Like, Oda is setting up too much that I actually like that some of those guns don't go off because we don't have time for it. We don't have time to be going through every single thing. And if you don't know what a Chekhov's gun is a writing rule. I don't know exactly what it's classified under, but it's essentially the idea that if you show like a loaded gun in the first act of a story, so like at the start of the story you go like, oh, look at this is my my revolver, I clean it every single day and I never take the bullets out of it, you know, and then he puts it in a drawer. If you show that in the first act, by the end of the third act, by the end of the story, that gun will be fired. It will be. It just like that's the writing rule, you know. If you're introducing that element, there has to be a reason you're introducing that element. So if there is a loaded gun, you're firing that gun at some point. It doesn't necessarily mean the hero fires it. It doesn't necessarily mean it kills someone or whatever, but it being part of the story will influence something. And so when you call something a Chekhov's gun, you're calling it an element that has been introduced that will come back before the end of the show, movie, episode, whatever. But with a story like this, I think it's very legitimate to just have a bunch of Chekhov's guns, a bunch of elements that you just introduce, and then it's like, oh, that never came to be anything. But that's fine, because what it does is it makes it feel like, hey, this world, it is actually just a world. Not everything in this world is going to be something. And I feel like Chekhov's guns also are more important in movies than they are in TV shows, in my opinion. Because in movies, it's supposed to be like an enclosed experience. And like we want to see like that. You also have to like use your time a lot more efficiently in a movie, because everything they're getting out of it is going to be within, you know, that the time that you're sitting and watching it. So it's very important in movies. In TV shows, I don't think it's that important, because you can introduce elements and then maybe you'll use it later in the show. And so like you can just keep going with the show, and then later you might go like, oh, that thing that I introduced, maybe I'll use it here, you know, and then you sprinkle it on there, and maybe you'll never use it, and it's fine. I think that's fine. But yeah, anyway, so the point is Cavendish, I don't know what they're doing with him, but I really liked this part of the episode. It was very cool. It's kind of a fun way to have Rebecca pass, because I don't think it means she didn't pass on her own merits. She did. Like, she was still surviving and doing a great job. They showed her taking out a lot of people, and also we have to remember she was being ganged up on like heavily. Everyone was or not everyone, but most people were working together to take her down. Plus she had the booing all around. Like, no one wanted her to win either. So she, like, you know, she did earn her spot, I feel like, because she had the odds really, really stacked against her. But also, you know, ends up winning by default. But, I mean, she didn't even... It's not even that she won by default necessarily. It's not that Cavendish went easy on her. I think she just dodged it. Like, she actually did survive because she survived Cavendish's attack. So, if he didn't just get knocked out after using that power, then, like, it would have just been her versus Cavendish. And I don't know. I don't know who wins that fight, honestly. Because they both seemed pretty fucked up after it, I guess. But I mean, Cavendish, I guess, would have been less fucked up if we assume that he didn't knock himself out from the alter ego switching. So maybe Cavendish would have won the one-on-one after that whole attack, but I don't know. Anyway, crazy stuff. I also just have to acknowledge that with the Senor Pink, is that what his name is? Senor Pink stuff, you know, I can make fun of him. I can say, oh, this guy's really fucking weird and dumb and whatever, and like, you know, I want to put him on the low tier of characters that like what's his name, Wanze or whatever, and like those sorts of characters, you know, Pearl, the Meow Band brothers, like those sorts of characters that I really don't care about, and I think they're just weird and dumb. I want to put him on that low echelon, but I think there is actually something respectable about him being like, look, this is who I am. I have pride of my own. I don't care what you think of me. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for me. Honestly, that's kind of inspiring. So, like, I gotta respect it at that point. He completely defeated me with that rhetoric, you know, because that's the sort of things that I would preach. And that I would, like, I feel like I would get mad at the characters if they're making fun of, like, if we had, like, a main character and then they were, like, making fun of the way that our main character was looking and doing it. And I would just be like, no, this is the way that we like to be, and it's, like, respectable and whatever, you know? So I think I would do, like, a 20-minute discussion on the same thing that Senor Pink said. So I'd be a hypocrite if I just kept, you know, acting like there's something wrong with it. So it's weird, but you know what? You do you. I'll try not to do that anymore, because I think he made a good point. I genuinely do. Now, I think he's still dumb. He's like, I still am not sold on the character if I like the character or not. I think I still don't like the character, but I respect it. I respect that writing decision, and I respect that character in the way that he portrayed that. So that's great. I also think I like that, from what I can tell from that scene of Doflamingo talking to King Riku, is it seems like Doflamingo is underestimating us, and I like that. Like, Doflamingo is one of those villains that he's very scary, very intimidating, he's got a great plan for everything, but I really enjoy when those sorts of characters, they don't have all the information, and they actually get things wrong, and Doflamingo doesn't have all the information. I think he still thinks Luffy's in the Colosseum, because he said Luffy can't get out of the Colosseum as a human or whatever. So he thinks Luffy's still in the Colosseum. He's got that wrong. He thinks Frankie is just being reckless and attacking without any real plan. And he thinks that the remaining Straw Hats that are on the island and shit, that they aren't going to be able to make it into his like basement or whatever, which they're already there. He doesn't know that they're already there. So there's a lot of like cool stuff where it's like we're actually kind of a step ahead of him right now, which is really satisfying. And I think it's fun when a character that is so ingenious and diabolical and all of that, it's fun when they're on the back foot, because you get to see them improvise and you get to see them panic, and then you get to see them in a different state. It's very fun. I think that's a way more fun dynamic than them just being like, oh yes, they're coming to get me now, I'm just gonna wait in this chair until they arrive. Like that's less interesting than what they're doing right here. So it's cool. I like it. I really liked these episodes. They were fun. They're fun episodes. So yeah, I mean we're like teetering on the edge of like a lot of this stuff I'm like getting worried that any of these storylines, they're gonna do something that really draws it out and makes me lose interest in it. But it's just had enough like cutting back and forth, and like just had enough progression. Like I was starting to get really like kind of bored with the Rebecca battle. I was like, oh my gosh, if we're not even like, by the time this video is done with the Rebecca battle, then it's gone on way too long, But then, and I thought it was going to go on a lot longer because there was still so many people, and they introduced them again recently. Like, I think it was the last episode, they like reintroduced all the main fighters of it. I was like, oh my god, there's going to be like a 1v1 with all of them. But then they had them all taken out at once. So that was a nice little twist. I liked that. That was fun. So yeah, that was One Piece episodes all the way up to 666. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. You can get the next 20 episodes on there right now in full-length version. You can also join my YouTube membership down below to get 1 week early on edited videos, and that is worth it as well. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.